What is up, obscure mic people? Bark back with you together again, in together, as the Limp Bizkit would say. And I'm back with a very rare, another rare one, super rare, Equation F20. Now, Equation? What? Who's that? I've got 3 mics from Equation coming to the channel, 2 after this one. This is a medium diaphragm condenser microphone. An Equation was an offshoot of some Astatic/CAD employees, so I read, that wanted to do their own microphone line, and they did it with critical acclaim, but maybe not so much financial acclaim, because I don't believe they're in business anymore. I don't think. I'm pretty sure they're not. These mics are very hard to find. They came out with some dynamics, one condenser, maybe a ribbon. I can't remember, but I know that I have 3 total mics from Equation, and I'm pretty pumped about it. This microphone, let's take a look at it real quick. It is an all metal body with a really interesting yoke mount, couple of pads, low cut, and a negative dB pad. We've got a nice little Equation label here on the microphone. XLR port on the bottom. Again, that really interesting yoke mount. The back, nothing there, but just a kind of a beautiful, different microphone. Really digging this one from Equation. And to be clear, this was one of those microphones that, again, like the Tascam PE250, I have been looking for this one for quite some time. I found it on Music Go Round a couple times, but they're shipping, again, out of control. Music Go Round, fix that. I'm not paying $30 for a dynamic microphone to be shipped from Connecticut to Ohio. I just can't do it. I won't do it. Can't do it. So let's run this thing through its paces. First, I'm going to play with the switches a little bit. Then we'll do the plosives, the off-axis rejection, the on top of, that's what she said. Proximity effect, for God's sakes. We'll do all that. But first off, I want to say this microphone, I think it was Sound on Sound and then reciprocated through recordinghacks.com. They said that they were out to make a AKG C414 clone with this thing. And that publication said they did it better, which is just shocking to me. And I will say, I do think it sounds good, but I've never used an AKG C414, so I don't know how true that is. Let's play with some pads, though. Not what she said. Yeah. I think at this point, I might be better than Michael Scott at That's What She Said jokes, but I do also understand that they take no skill to come up with. They just don't. All right, first the roll-off pad. Let's enable that now. All right, the low cut has been enabled, and it is a gentle one, not an overly aggressive one. I would say, if I had to guess, it's an 80 hertz. I didn't look it up, so sue me. But that is a nice gentle roll-off and very usable and very pleasing. Let's go back to flat mode. All right, we're back to flat mode. That's as good a low-cut filter as I've heard in a long time. Now, the pad is a 16 dB pad. Let's enable that. 16 dB pad. 16 dB pad. I can barely hear myself in the headphones because of a 16 dB pad. Free music, copyrighted now. Gonna publish that to Spotify. I'm gonna publish that to Spotify right after the Hunt for Red October. As soon as I'm done with this video, it's going on Spotify. Not really. Now we're back to normal mode. Let's go ahead and get right on top of the F20 from Equation so you can hear what it sounds like using the proximity effect of this microphone right on it. This is what it sounds like. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled pineapple pizza. Plosive rejection was like not good, but not terrible. Proximity effect sounds pretty good. Overall, this mic, the clarity is absolutely fantastic, and it still does have a nice balance of low and mids. It's kind of a killer mic. Killer mic. That's what Run the Jewels said. I like this. I don't like it enough to keep it. It's already sold. It's until this channel makes me a thousandaire, there's not much I can do but sell the mics. The ones I keep are the cheapies. The ones I want to keep are the ones like this. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest, before I do the off-axis rejection test, I believe I've found mics that sound this good that are readily available for $100 to $200. I do. Maybe not as good, but just reminding myself of Eminem, Asgard. Maybe not as good, but close enough to where I don't want to hold on to something worth $500, which is this microphone. Tightwad, I'm telling you, I don't have much money. I don't make much money from this. I'm not allowed to spend my job money on this. It was an agreement when I started this. Self-funded without a 9 to 5. Let's go. Off-axis rejection. Talking into the front of the microphone. Now we're going to go 90 degrees off-axis rejection. Holding the microphone like a popsicle. 180 degrees off-axis rejection. 90 degrees off-axis rejection, and slowly back around to the front of the microphone. I'm using this stand that's like broken. 9-inch nails. One of the best productions ever made. Broken. My thoughts on this: it was worth too much to keep. I wish I could have kept it. I do think I sound pretty good on it. I will put processing on it now. All right, now there's processing on the microphone through the Vocaster 1, and this is what it sounds like in what I believe is the radio setting on the Vocaster 1 from Focusrite. Let's go ahead and turn that back off. And we're back to the normal mode of it, which sounds really good. Clear, nice, little, yellow, different. I like it. I like it. But, alas, she must go. The build quality is interesting. I've never quite seen anything like it. I've never seen a microphone with like this yoke mount rubber band style thing. I'm not sure how much I love that, but at the same time, it does have a bit of a rubbery touch to it. So maybe it acts as a little bit of shock dampening as well. It's very interesting, and I like interesting mics. That's why I'm doing this damn channel. So the Equation F20, you're not going to find it anywhere. I'm not going to be sorry. You might find it somewhere, but not readily available, which is hard to score. The price is going to be all over the place. I got this for a few hundred and sold it for about double what I paid for it, which is what supports this whole channel. So BB sorrying it would just be wrong. So I won't. What I will say is I like this microphone a lot. I wish that I could keep it, but I cannot. And I think if you're looking for something to be clear, present, still have a nice low end, not overly warm or overly bassy, but just kind of, I will say that when you're about 4 to 5 inches off the mic, I think the low end is just about perfect. I think it is just about perfect. I think when you use the proximity effect, it's perfectly fine and not boomy at all. I think it's still well-rounded and sounds really good. I do think it can get a tiny bit harsh at the very top, but I think if you're just careful and keep your voice kind of even-keeled and don't get overly excited, you won't catch any of the slight, I will say slight, not overly harsh, just every once in a while I can hear just a little bit too much treble up top, but it's not anything that would deter me from using the microphone in any way, shape, or means. I don't know if that came out right, but I like this one a lot. Thanks for joining me for another super obscure one. And by the way, check out the bracket I posted for March Madness, Mic Madness bracket on my community tab. Every mic battle short that I do is going to be bracketed, and we're going to have a champion, at least on one page. It'll move to a page 2 champion, and this will probably just keep going on forever, but mics will be eliminated from my possession. I will sell them if they lose, I think. Maybe. Obscure mics. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you guys for your continued support. Peace out.